What's good, YouTube? It's Jay here. We are back with Call of Duty Vanguard. I know it's been a minute since I made a Vanguard related video. We had the Modern Warfare 2 beta that I said I wasn't going to make footage on because at first I wasn't really enjoying the game, but I ended up making footage on it. I guess I'm a liar. Vanguard and Warzone's final season and final updates are here. That's right. Vanguard and Warzone are not going to be getting any more updates after Modern Warfare 2 drops. They just got their Season 5 reloaded. Both games got a bunch of new content added to them in terms of like buffs and nerfs, I guess. That's all the content that they got added. One of the cool things that they just added to Vanguard, well, you know, aside from the laser gun they added at the very beginning of the season, was a gun that they promised that was going to be coming to the game, which is the F2000 from Modern Warfare 2. They put it in Vanguard. Yeah. I believe in this is called the BP50. It's got the easiest challenge in the world. 15 ADS kills with an ACOG optic equipment. You can do this challenge in either Modern Warfare 2019 or you can do it in this game. I'm opting to do it in Vanguard because I don't want to load up Modern Warfare 2019 then load up Vanguard. It just seems kind of pointless. I don't really plan on playing Warzone too much with the next Call of Duty coming out. So let's go ahead and try to get this challenge done. Every time I load this game up, there's always an update for the shaders or whatever. It's just so it's a vibe kill. Every time I load up this game, I immediately see updating shader. It wants us to use any old optic. Does this count? Like we use this 2 times, 2.5 times, or whatever. It's so bizarre going back to this game, and then you know we're eventually going to be going back to Modern Warfare 2022, where there's no slide canceling. The movement is significantly more slowed down. There's a lot about the game that I do not like that needs to be completely readjusted, honestly. There's a lot about the game that I do like that I think is perfectly fine. I don't like this whole realistic approach they're going with Call of Duty. Was that a laser? You can put a laser on this thing? Vanguard is just a Call of Duty sandbox at this point. I will say I'm not going to miss slide canceling before anybody thinks I want that shit back. I know I hate it slide canceling. I will be happy that that shit is gone. There's other things about the game that I just want to see changed. They're all spawning over there on the other side of the map. Is this even counting? I don't even know if this is actually counting or not. I haven't even double checked it. Okay, it is counting. We're at 5 out of 15 right now. We just gotta get 10 more and then we're good to go. I need to get 10 more kills, right? I did enjoy my time on the beta though. After a while, it took a little bit of adjusting. This is honestly the most ace thing I've played in a minute. I thought the camping in Modern Warfare 2022 was pretty bad, but this, it actually is kind of crazy to think about it. Like, how is a World War II game more fast-paced than like a jetpack Call of Duty? This game feels nuts. I can't believe we actually played this for a full year competitively. This was the competitive Call of Duty for this last season. Like, I don't think Modern Warfare 20 or the new Modern Warfare is going to be any better. And don't hit me with that bullshit. You're gonna have to learn how to use your senses, not use your radar. No, like, I'm talking about for the actual competitive scene. Like, I haven't understood most of these MW2 arguments. Most people are saying now you got to use your senses. You don't have to look at your minimap the whole time. Am I the only one who never just stared at his minimap the whole time? I always use my senses. You know, sound, smell, touch, taste. I used all those senses when playing Call of Duty. But when it comes to the new Modern Warfare, I don't like this whole minimap change, and I hate this argument that people have in regards to it. As if we weren't already using our senses before, but it's like having an additional sense just ripped out of our body. Like, imagine you lose the sense of smell. Are you going to be happy about that, or are you just going to adapt? Like, you're obviously going to adapt, but it doesn't mean you're going to be happy about it. If I lose the ability to stop, like, ripping ass, I'm going to be upset because then I'm going to be gassy all day. That's the whole point, though. I really cannot wait to get this challenge over with. I hate these small... I did not like the whole blitz thing in this game. Like, the combat pacing stuff, I guess, is cool if you're just, like, a cracked out camel grinder or whatever, but I do not miss this game. I don't miss this game. I don't miss this game at all. The moment I don't have to play this game anymore, I'm gonna be a very happy man. Nice. All right. Well, that was the easiest challenge in the world. Goodbye, Vargo. Let's equip the BP50 and let's do this game because I don't want to play here. So it's definitely an F2000, the BP20. So now we have a laser gun and a Modern Warfare gun in this game. Okay, we're gonna hop in a medium map mosh pit. I don't like the small maps. I never have, like the ones that are just like every footstep you see, you step, there's a guy right in front of you. I never like those maps in any Call of Duty. It's kind of crazy just thinking about all the YouTube videos out for the game, for this gun already. Somebody videos saying this gun is so broken in Warzone, it's so insane. Like, people do not hesitate when it comes to that stuff. Maybe that's what they need to do to become a better YouTuber. Just ride those trends, do some really cheesy shit, and just kind of go with the flow. Because, man, like, people do not hesitate. I watched Jev do, like, a video on this. It was either Jev or Dismo. I watched, like, a few minutes of them doing a video on this gun, and I noticed that Jev did say the gun sounds suppressed when you fire it, even without a suppressor. And it does. Like, when you shoot it, it sort of sounds suppressed. I don't think that's really a bad thing. I think it sounds honestly kind of cool. It's the best sounding gun. I'm leaving in this lobby, dude. The gun does sound suppressed when you use it. Oh, here's a variant. If you buy this, you're an idiot, in my opinion. This game's gonna be dead in like a month, my guy. Like, they're not supporting this game anymore. These bundles aren't transferring to the next Warzone. Don't buy this. Don't buy this. It's not worth it. This game's over. It's going to be over very soon. Yeah, I think the problem with Vanguard, though, is such a largely forgettable game. Like, the game is just forgettable. There really isn't a whole lot about it that was memorable. I don't even think the campaign was very memorable, which sucks. I really do feel bad for when devs make a decent campaign, but nobody really remembers it because the rest of the game is kind of meh. They have it with Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare is credited for having one of the best Call of Duty campaigns of all time, but it's not credited for having one of the best multiplayer experiences of all time. I was always a jetpack fan, so look, man, sue me, okay? I was always a jetpack fan. Oh, he's just sitting there. Wow, that guy, dude. All right, maybe I'm tweaking, but with all these Call of Duties, dude, does everybody just blend in? I think Cold War was the only COD as of recent memory where people just didn't blend in with the background. Like, maybe a little bit, but it's pretty bad in like these MW engine kind of games. I'm probably gonna get hit by that. Yep. Let's just stem up. Get out of that corner, dude. Come on. There has been a lot of going back and forth, though, with this whole casual versus competitive kind of play style. A lot of people just calling the most basic things a competitive thing. Like, a normal mini-map isn't competitive. It doesn't make the game any more competitive. It doesn't make people sweat any harder. The current mini-map changes, not having red dots on the map, makes people sweat harder because they no longer get those pings to tell them where the combat is or where information is. People now crutch on UAVs because they want that information. It's combat information. I've never once in my life, for all my years of playing Call of Duty, used like red dots on a mini-map just to red dot hunt. Like, what I've used them for is just to dictate the flow of combat, know where the hell people are. I'm gonna die. I use them always to dictate the flow of combat, understand where people are, and figure out where the action is. That's literally it. I've never like red dot hunted. I've just used them to understand how the game is being played in its current state. But a lot of people don't seem to get that. Most people, when they argue that they want red dots, a lot of the counter arguments are, oh, you just want a red dot hunt. Now you have to use your senses. You've always had to use your senses in Call of Duty, no matter what people say. You've always had to use your senses. It's how every Call of Duty has always been since Call of Duty's inception. You don't just freely use the mini-map just a red dot hunt. And if you do, 9 times out of 10, you're a bot. I can say wholeheartedly, I've never just red dot hunted when it comes to Call of Duty, ever. Having information and knowing where the combat is more important to me than just hunting for singular individuals on the minimap. That's literally not how the minimap is used ever. But everybody's just so obsessed with this whole realism thing and proving people wrong. And if you have an opinion on this Call of Duty, you're suddenly just the bad guy because they took out core features of the game. Like, if you hate jetpacks, that's one thing. That's an entirely different mechanic. But when you take out core mechanics of Call of Duty, in my opinion, that's just weird. Like, features that have made COD for 20 years now. You know, why would you remove the basic features? And again, I don't need a minimap to be good at Call of Duty, but I do see how much of a crutch certain things are going to be in the new Modern Warfare now. UAVs are significantly more of a crutch. Everybody's running a UAV in the Modern Warfare beta, or they were. You needed them because people wanted that information. So now it's basically going to boil down to, you got the people that are going to be camping really hard, you've got everybody that's going to be running a UAV, and then people are going to get extremely aggressive like they did in the beta when that UAV pops so they could actually get to moving, because they're only going to have that UAV up for a limited amount of time. When you have regular red dots, people played a little bit more passive. I felt like with the beta, people played super aggressive once they got their UAV up. Like, people were playing cracked out of their minds once they got it up. Like I said, because that information is going to be extremely limited, so therefore they're going to want to try to get the most of it, which includes sweating a lot. And that happens with pretty much every Call of Duty. Once people get information, they use it to their advantage until they don't have that information anymore. People do red dot hunt in Warzone, I guess. But again, that information is so crucial. But now you're going to have people crutching on that information, those UAVs. Everybody's going to be running the dead silence perk now because, or not the perk, but the field upgrade, because they want dead silence as a field upgrade. Like, your footsteps are too loud, and that's just factual. Your footsteps are too damn loud in that game too. There's a lot about the game that needs adjusted, but I don't think it's a bad Call of Duty. We haven't had the full game yet, so I can't say it's a bad Call of Duty. But I do think a lot of these arguments are excruciatingly flawed, trying to prove some very egregious points that don't really have any real backing. It just doesn't make sense, a lot of people's arguments. You want Call of Duty to be more tactical now, but if my thing is, if you want tactical, go play like Tarkov or something. It's Call of Duty. It's an arena shooter. I just realized how many kills we're on right now, and I don't want to lose my local informants. I do think the TTK is a little too fast in the game too. You literally insta die, and some people are okay with that because they think, again, it's realistic. They don't want actual gunfights. They just want like free kills and points on the board. I don't like that fast dying shit. I think it's boring. You know, you just blink and a person is dead. You look the wrong way and you're dead. It's like you're in the streets of Cleveland, you know, you look at the wrong person, you're just dead in an instant, pretty much. I've never liked that style of gameplay in any Call of Duty ever. That sucks. I could have pushed that so much better. This gun is really, really good, by the way. I don't know if anybody has actually been paying attention, but this gun is actually really, really nice. So it just boils down to, it's just like with these Call of Duties. Like if you're a decently competent player, 9 times out of 10, you're going to want to run Dead Silence. So just like with Modern Warfare 2019, Vanguard, everybody's running Dead Silence as a field upgrade for the most part. Anything else, you're literally handicapping yourself. Here's the laser. You can apparently see it very consistently though. I don't know how often we're gonna be rocking this. I spawned in my own fire. I just don't understand a lot of the logic coming from these new Call of Duty fans. A lot of them aren't real Call of Duty fans 9 times out of 10. I want Call of Duty to be fun too, but these current changes do not make the game fun. In my opinion, they've made it infinitely more sweaty. Don't even get me started about skill-based matchmaking. That's such a gray area to cover, you know, discuss, because some people think skill-based helps you get better, when that's not the case. Skill-based matchmaking literally makes the game harder for people that are decent at it. Like, I know a lot of people that are decent at Call of Duty. They can get a 1.0 KD every so often, but because of that, they suddenly just get paired against people who are B-hopping, slide canceling like a bunch of coke addicts, try-harding out their ass. Like, skill-based does not do what people think it does. Cold War is a phenomenal game in my opinion. It's very well built for for how long it took. 6 months and that game actually came out pretty decently. Look at this laser. Look at this. It's so bright. It's decent for what we got. Like, that game took 6 months to develop, but the skill base was so aggressive in that game. If you did good one game in just pubs, you were getting absolutely curb stomped the next game 9 times out of 10. During the beta, I dropped a 56 kill game against your average Joe, like kind of like a placement match kind of thing. Next thing you know, the next lobby, YYing, bunny hopping, like all that typical stuff is normally in any Call of Duty. It was just an entirely different ball game, man. My friends felt it, who were significantly more casual. They felt it pretty badly. And again, it also doesn't really allow you to have fun with people that are more casual at the Call of Duties. Like, I can be sweaty all I want at the end of the day, but my poor friends that aren't really all that sweaty, they can't really play with me because the lobbies I put them in are demon lobbies where they are getting literally curb stomped and not having fun. There's a lot of arguments that I agree, or that not even necessarily that I agree with, but I can understand where people are coming from. And again, there are arguments like the ones around skill-based that I just fully don't understand. Like, some people have literally argued with me and said, skill-based means it helps you improve at the game. It means you're getting better. No, skill-based is always going to put you against people that are literally better than you. You will never fight people on your skill level. You will always fight somebody that is literally miles ahead of you. It's like when I jump, my controller just like flicks, like my thumbstick, it does like this weird, like right looking thing. Skill-based does not make you a better player. It never will. You're always going to get paired to people that are against people that are better than you, which is just not fun to do every single game. I understand it if it's ranked, but when you're in pubs, just like with the old Modern Warfare games, the old Black Ops games, you want to chill. You want to encounter some variety. And that's another thing. You want to encounter variety when it comes to skill-based. You want to have games where you get shit on. You want to have games where you pub stomp. You want to have games that are balanced. That's how it should be. With skill-based, if you're just an iota of good, you are getting paired against the best of the best, and that's how it always is going to be. Whereas if you're a shitter, you're 9 times out of 10 only going to ever play shitters and never actually learn how to be better at the game in any capacity. Some people argued, I thought that the whole point of playing Call of Duty was to get better. Like, back in my day, we used to want to get better when we played against certain people. Back in the day, we didn't have skill-based matchmaking. You could have some games where you're doing good. You had some games where you kind of met people on your skill level. You had some games where you just got shit on. But it was variety. Now it's just like, hey, if you're decent at the game, you're not going to have fun no matter what. Like, even when I dropped that 56 kill game, I wasn't doing the most. I wasn't going crazy, hopping, slide cancel. You can't slide cancel in Modern Warfare 2022, honestly. I wasn't doing the most. I was just playing like a normal Call of Duty player. The next game is just like, I'm getting kicked in my teeth for being decent. It's just ridiculous. So that was the F2000. I mean, it's a fun gun. I'm gonna try to level it up, see what I can get done on it. It's a gun. Honestly, they should have added it to Modern Warfare 2019. That would have made way more sense.